everybody, Queen Bee here. Welcome to the channel and welcome to Endzone A World Apart. This is a game that we had a quick peek at the other day in a bit of a first look, and we're going to start a Let's Play now. So we're going to start a new game, and these are, I believe, your default settings. So medium number of settlers, metal tools, activated carbon mask, short distance to water. Now I know that in the tutorial you don't have any protective clothing because you have to make yourself a neck scarf. So we're going to go with none. And tools, you do have tools, but I think we're going to go with a bit of a challenge and we're going to put no tools and see how that goes. As always, my worlds are called The Hive, because I am Queen Bee and the Queen of Bees has to have a hive. So on that note, we are going to start the game. I'm going to leave the map seed a random gen and everything else default settings. So it seems that we get this this notification whenever we start, even if it's not the tutorial. So a new beginning. This looks like a good place to settle. You know what we've learnt in the end zone. Basic needs come first and foremost. We have to build up water and food supplies, and then... Okay, so this is going to be a pretty pure, unadulterated, low-cut or no-cut footage, because it seems like everything's always on the go. So the first thing we need to do is we need, whenever you start a new game, you need to assign some builders. Now, we've got, as you can see, 10 settlers here. So we want to come to this little professionals tab down here. And I think to start with, we're just going to assign 5 builders into that profession. And then we need to start thinking about food and water. So a rainwater collector is what we want to get to, because that's low on manual labour. But first we're going to put in a cistern, and it's going to be fairly close to the water, which will reduce the workload somewhat. So we'll pop it in there, and in order to collect that water you're going to need a jetty, so we'll pop that straight in there. Oh, let's just have a look at our map. We've got some scrap over here, down here. We've got a load of scrap over here that we can... Oh, greenhouse ruins. An interesting place to send a scout expedition. Send a scout from an expedition station. Ooh, we shall have to do that. So my Let's Player pretty much did the tutorial and a little bit more, built a couple of structures like the market, but didn't explore them. So I'm really looking forward to getting stuck into that here. Okay, so whilst all this is building, I am going to do 2 things. I'm going to put in a task area, and I'm going to put a gather all resources. Now, I believe you might... Where do we want to put this? So we've got 30 herbs, 70 food, 120 wood. So that's 112 food there. That's a nice balance. We've got 150 wood, 153 scrap, 112 food. So we'll put this in, and this automatically assigns spare workforce to go and start gathering. So this is almost built. There we go, and we're gonna need to pop a couple of people in here. We've got 600 water at the moment, 600 food, 156 wood and scrap. Now, one thing you will need to be aware of with this game, guys, is that your people, when they're happy, they breed like rabbits, and that can be a bit frustrating because it does push you. It pushes you through your your progress a lot quicker than some people might like. Right, let's go into here, and we want a recycler. So let's put our refinery there. And we'll let that get built. Now, the next thing we really do need to think about is food. The reason I've popped that on is because there are certain things that I want to get built, and I can only get those things built if I have refined metal, or if I have separated scrap. So, food. See, I quite feel that I would like to put a hunting lodge up and kind of bypass putting up a fishing hut just yet. And there's 600 food in this area. You can see just here where I'm hovering, there's those little pigs. There we go. So we'll pop that hunting lodge in there, and if we come in close, you can see them. These boar. Now, I've also seen stag around. So we've got boars and sows. Look at them, aren't they cute? Okay, so yeah, so down goes our food. That will get built. Those will get killed. Let's see what we're waiting on here. We are just waiting on this to be constructed. So we've got our food and our water. Our water's going up, our food's slowly going down. We've got our hunting lodge in. I'm going to add in one other thing here. I'm going to pop in a hunter over here, just the one for now, because I would like to get a farm up. And I suppose, where do we want that? I think our houses are going to be here. So pop that in. And what do we want to plant? Ooh, pumpkins! Yes. Love the look of some pumpkins, me. Right, this here. They're clearing the building area, which will bring in some wood as well. Which is good. That's very good. Now let's have a look at this work area. We've still got 105 food in the area. And plenty of wood to be chopped down, plenty of scrap metal. So for scrap metal, I am going to put in a scrapyard. And I may as well pop it right next to the refinery, which will be good on the old efficiency front. Gosh, it's very dark, isn't it? So really, today we're just focusing on getting the basics in. We're going to chuck a farmer in there, chuck someone in our refiner, going to drop down a builder, and pop one into our scrap collectors. Okay, what's this here? No seed chosen. I thought I did. Choose pumpkin. Choose pumpkin. Okay, we have nobody collecting over in our gather all resources. So let's just we need, for gather all, for the gathering tasks, you just need a settler in this area. So we will do that. God, this weather's miserable, isn't it? Right, now that our recycler is up and running, we need to decide what we want it to be producing. And I think to start with, I'm going to put it onto metal. Let's do that. Because if you have a look here, it says settlers with no tools. And we're going to need, because we turned tools off, didn't we, in the settings. We haven't started with any tools, so we need to be able to craft a workshop to make those tools. And a workshop takes 12 metal. The reason that I want the plastic is that I fairly swiftly want to do a rainwater collector, so that will be a fair priority, because look, our rainwater is already going down. This area is still being cleared, removing radiation, and then they need to bring in the wood and the scrap and construct it. But in the meantime, that's okay, because we've got food up here coming in, and we've got a field being planted up. We could probably do with pushing this on a little bit. Get this all done here. Now, the nice thing, and I'll show you once this is up and running, is that you can change your hunting locations whilst having a stationary building, which I like. A military truck over there. What's this? A ruin. A gas station. Wow. We can send an expedition party out here? I would assume so. Lovely. Our food is dropping down, but our hunting lodge is pretty much ready to rock and roll. So we will leave that at that. Let's see, how many builders have we got? I'm going to drop that down to 2 now, and I'm going to put second person into our hunting lodge. Get rid of these. So we have food going up, water's doing okay. Now, we said, didn't we, that a refinery simultaneously separates metal, cloth, plastic and electronics from scrap, and it takes 12 metal to make it. And that would probably mean that we could get things done a lot quicker, because we wouldn't just have to prioritize one thing. So I am going to put this refinery in right next to our recycler. It makes sense to do that. There. That's going to take a lot of resources though, guys. And in the meantime, I think I'm going to chuck myself down another field. So I want all my houses here. I suppose we could put a field down here, couldn't we? And we had pumpkins. So we're going to put beans in here. There we go. Right, what food do we have in this area? Nearby resources 350. And this has got 2 workers in. So we've got a scrapyard, which is, I'm going to change the field of work here, and I'm going to bring it right up here. The scrapyard. And then we're going to change the field of work here. No point in having them all working in the same area, so that there. I'm going to start throwing in housing next. So I wouldn't mind leaving the water's edge kind of I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring these round here and I'm going to put a line of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll do for now. That's more than enough for them to get built. And look at that water. That water is creeping up. I'm going to duck that down to 1 temporarily. It's really nice and efficient right next to the jetty. What's going on here? So if they hunted out this area, yeah. So what we want to do is we want to change the field of work, and there's stuff there. See them? A couple of they jumped out, haven't they? Change the field of work. Yeah, that'll do. Right, let me just come out there. Yeah, that has gone now. That alert. So we've got that. We've got whatever that is. Is that another boar? Let's pop in a forester's lodge, and I might as well. I might pop it here next to the hunting lodge. There we go. So I'll come in here and we'll just chuck someone in the forestry, and that leaves us with 2 builders and 2 settlers to continue these gather all tasks. Our water is slowly declining, at which point we'll chuck a settler in here. But for now, we've got 12 metal. Perfect. I'm going to straight away switch this onto plastic, because for the workshop we need 12 metal, but for the water collector we need 24 plastic. So if I have this and this sifting plastic, and this will also be sifting metal, then we'll get there about the same time, I think. Okay. So, is that the first house going in now? Yes, it is. It's the first house being constructed. Are these even growing yet? Oh, they are. She's putting them in as we speak. Look at that. That's perfect. Love it. And I suppose after those houses are built, I'm going to pop another house in, but I'm also going to pop another field in. What I do really like about this is the way that you feel forced to just build in a haphazard manner. I actually don't feel as pressured as I do. Or I did in the tutorial even, but I'm sure these guys are just going to start, they're going to start producing the second they get in these goddamn houses. I mean, I suppose actually what we could do, what might negate that, is we've got 3 types of houses. We've got a large camp that can house a large number of settlers, although it's not suitable for starting a family. So if we put these guys, the rest of them, in a bloody shelter, they're not going to have bloody children, are they? And that would not be a bad thing. So we'll stay at this, and we're going to put a shelter in next. That'll do. That'll do nicely. No more children for the rest of you. Our refinery is almost done. God, that metal seems to take forever though, doesn't it? Let's look at this building. Now guys, if you haven't seen, if you press Control F11, you can get rid of your user interface, which I really quite like that. For taking pictures and screenshots and that's so cool. So let's F12 this. F12 it again. And I'm gonna just... Oh wow, look at that. That is cool beanses. So how have we got? We've got one settler left. We've got one person in the refinery, and now we can have up to 31 people in here. Oh man, that's amazing. Food's going very nicely. And we are on to our last we're on to our last building. We've still got our Forester's Lodge though. They're still clearing that blooming area. And our scrap, gosh, that's going down. That's being built now. Perfect. These guys need to be bringing in more scrap. Got any bottles? No. Oh, we've got 2 bottles here. I just think for the time being I might pause this one, take the workers out of here, let those workers come over here and gather some scrap. Maybe even put another worker in here to help bring in the scrap. That's happening now, look at that. We need one more building, and that is going to be put here. And it's going to be our shelter. And I mean, that's going to take, God, that's going to take plastic, 100 scrap, wood, cloth. Oh gosh, yeah, we're gonna have to this has got 4 cloth. We are gonna have to put this back on. I think we might look at a gathering lodge, and then we could do away with these gathering all resources areas, because we'll have one for scrap, we'll have one for wood, and we'll have a hunting lodge. So yeah, we'll be good, and we can just put down a hut. We can put one worker in, and we can change the locations like we do with this. See, they've still got 700 food in the area. That's brilliant. Right, we've got one child. I'm going to put that child onto farming. Well, it's an adult now, isn't it? This is almost done. Perfect. Let's push this on, get it built. And it's, yeah, this is starting to get its resources. Although the wood can't come soon enough. I mean, it's reserved, we've got 75 in stock and 68 is reserved for this, so we're okay for the wood and scrap that we need for this. We've got some plastic. for there. Let's pop someone in here. Wow, we've got 1,000 water now, guys. That's brilliant. Right. So I'm going to slow this down again. I'm going to take this off pause. I'm going to take a worker from here. Just temporarily, because we've got loads of this. We've got loads of food. Got a third worker in the field. And we're going to watch this come in. This place does not have a worker. Why? What are we missing? Farmer, scrap collector, refiner. Let's take one person from here. Let's drop our farming down a notch. We'll put 2, 3 workers in here. Perfect. And we will let this get done. And see how many people this takes. And does it say? Is there information on how many people? See, this has got capacity for 5. So I wonder what this has got capacity for. I've got 4 children already, guys. Look at that. So we've got 15 people. 15 adults. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So we've got 5 adults that have got no homes. They're going to go in there. Settlers with no tools, homeless settlers, settlers with no protective clothing. Ah well, let's push it on and get shit done. So, yeah, do let me know what you think of this. I really, really enjoy it. I think it's great fun. Managing this population boom is a thing, but I think this is going to help with the tents. They can't reproduce like bunny rabbits. Yeah, that's not a bad thing. But on the whole, yeah, this is great. And if that fixes that issue, then I am totally happy with this game. There's so much to do. We are barely scratching the surface. But we have got our food and our water going quite nicely. Very nicely indeed, actually. How many people are collecting water? It's kind of slowly going down, but let's chuck one person in there for now. And pop one person in here to speed this up. God, we've already got 5 more children. Stop it, guys. Stop, stop, stop. Let me look in here. Oh, we just need 2 more cloth. Wow. Brilliant. We've got 8 metal sheets. We've got the cloth. Right. I'm gonna now drop this back, I think. As soon as I see that that's got the resources, I'm going to drop this back and put someone back into water. Brilliant. That's going up. That's our forestry place. Right, our water, we need somebody else in here. this is almost constructed. Oh wow, and look at that food. Okay, hunting lodge, where are you? I'm gonna take someone from here and I'm gonna micromanage and pop them in here. But we should be a lot better off soon, guys, because wow, look at our food. Okay, can I put one person on the fields? I can't. What I can do is I can slow this down. I can take that builder out of here, and that puts 5 people on the cistern, because we've got 10 people here now. We've got plenty of food for them, but we need more water desperately. And we are at max capacity on our water, so in the next episode, guys, the first thing that we're going to do, we're going to pop I'm just going to pop a warehouse down so I don't forget. Where are we? Warehouse, warehouse, warehouse. Here we go. We're going to need this very quickly because we need to be able to store water. Well, other resources, and this is full. So in the next episode, our first warehouse is going to go up, and we're also going to take a few guys out of here because we've got 400 scrap. Maybe pop one in here. And we're going to push on with building our rain collector as well. Which I suppose, I mean, where do we really want it? Doesn't really matter, does it? Should we pop it here? Pop it there. So, yeah, in the next episode, we're going to push on with building our rain collector. We're going to build our warehouse. We're going to see how many people, settlers with no protective clothing, settlers with no tools. So, at least our settlers have somewhere to live. This takes 25 people, so that really does help with the whole don't breed like bunny rabbits issue. Stockpile is running out, so yeah, this will get built, and we'll focus on building a workshop and getting protective clothing for them, building a tailor's or a weaver's or whatever. But I mean, for now, guys, this is going to be it. I hope you've enjoyed watching the playthrough. We haven't got off to a bad start. We've got food, we've got water, we've got shelter for our people, and we're kind of at that stage where we need to jump forward and really start to tool up our guys so they can go out on expeditions. Yay! Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've got it and you've got any hints, tips, or criticisms or comments, please do leave them. Anything you'd like to see me do, please let me know. Anything you want me to answer, I'd be happy to help. Until next time, guys, you stay safe and take care.